Hey everyone, so this is the video that's going to just show you, and for some of you, a refresher of how to access the online databases at COC. So what you're going to do, actually, let me go back to the main page. So what you're going to do, you're going to go, sign into the website, and then you're going to go, sorry about that. So then you're going to go to the menu, click on that, and then you're going to hit the A through Z. And then you're going to get the index. You're going to go to the library, click on that, the L, click on the L to go to the library, and then here it is, click on the link for the library, and then this is the library webpage. All right, so here are the ebook streaming videos and so on and so forth. So what you're going to do is you're going to look to your right, and here's the library catalog, and what you want to do for this particular study, go to the online database. And then here you'll see the index A through Z and all the different online databases, COC. Excuse me, what COC subscribes to. So then I mentioned that I was going to go over JSTOR, which I'm going to do today or this evening. But then I also clicked on the S to see what they have in terms of like sociologically oriented online bases. And I was shocked and chagrined that they don't have any of the major sociological online databases, which is disappointing, right? So I'm just going to focus on JSTOR. All right. So then what you're going to do is you're going to click on JSTOR link, and it's going to take you to their main page. Oh, but first you need to enter your credentials. Because if you don't enter your credentials, and let's just say hypothetically that you write JSTOR dot, here, let me show you. So if you go to JSTOR dot, I think it's org, it's going to take you to here, right? But ignore this, right? So let's say that this isn't here. So if this isn't here, and let's just say that you're looking for something, let's say society and immigration, and then click return. So then there's 200. Okay, proceed. So there's 291,160 results. All right. So like just say hypothetically that this wasn't here. What JSTOR is going to do is that they're going to give you a few articles that are accessible, meaning that you can click on them and then oh, excuse me. And then you're able to read them and then eventually download them. However, they're only going to do certain ones, and they usually tend to be older articles, like this one that was published in the summer of 1988. And then the other ones they're going to charge you for it, right? And the cheapest that I've seen an article sold on JSTOR was I think like $35 or $40, and the most I've seen an article being sold for on JSTOR, because it was very popular, because it actually helped researchers rethink some aspect of social theory and methodology like years ago, and that was like close to $240, right? So so that's why I'm trying to emphasize that you want to make sure that you sign in through the campus that you're attending. So the last time I came to JSTOR, I used the Dominguez Hills library online library database. So that's why that's here. Okay, so let me do that. So let me write in my credentials here. Sorry, my allergies are starting to act up. Okay, so here it is, and then it should say access provided by College of the Canyons, like up here on top. See, as soon as you see this access provided by College of the Canyons, you're good to go. All right, so let's go back to what I use: society and immigration. Right. So you're gonna hit return, and then you should get the same 291,000 and I think 100 and so. Oh wow, different. It's actually lower. Maybe because Dominguez Hills is somewhat of a research university, you might have access to more articles, but we could still work with the 230,000 articles. Okay. And I'm gonna be honest, that's a lot of articles to try to look through. So then what you're gonna do is that you're gonna click on this box that's under the 230,000, and then you're gonna look for the newest, right? Okay, that's the okay. Once you get past the globe and all that, it actually starts and it appears okay, but you still want to look for articles. But actually, this is a really good thing that's happening right now. So, okay, so when you see serials, what it means that it's an actual journal, right? Like the globe. So, like, let's click on it and then see what it is. So, just waiting for. There you go. Okay. So this is the serial or journal called the Globe, and on the left-hand side, it's going to give you all the demographic information for the journal. So it's Point Park University, which I really don't know where that is. Oh, it's a newspaper, or it looks like a student newspaper. Okay. So then you're gonna click on about the collection, and then see what they're about. But when you actually look at a serial or like a journal, it'll tell you the what their focus is, what they tend to publish, and also how to publish and all that. Um, and all that. But basically, all the information for a journal is going to be here on the right hand side. Okay, so let me go back to our original results. All right, and then as you scroll down, you'll notice that once we get to E2954 congressional record extended remarks, you'll notice that it's titled document. So this is a government document or congressional record, right? So that's another document. Yeah, sorry that it's doing that. Sometimes my screen does that for whatever reason. And then here you'll also see that oral history interview with Kester Cross. I don't really know who that is, but this is an audio recording, right? And you'll see that it says that it's free. And then here's some more documents. Here's a video of William's speech to National Federation of Republican Women, May 3rd, 1966. Right. And then here's another serial, The Beacon. And then here's another document. Okay. And then here you could also look for chapter articles. So this is what I meant by chapter article. So then sometimes in the search results, you'll not only get serials, audio recordings, video recordings, but you'll also get chapter books that have been submitted for publication. Oh, so you have the chapter books, and then let me show you. There's actually another format. Chapter book journal. Okay, here's a journal article. So this one is actually coming from uh, a serial. So you want to make look for a journal article, and let's just say that this is one of them. So you want to see what it's about. So just click on it. Yeah. Oh, sorry, my allergies. So then here's the bibliographic reference. Here's the title. Here are the authors. Here's the name of the article, the volume, the number, date of publication, and the page number. So this is the data that you want to collect for the annotated bibliography. And then they'll talk about the issue, so then you can click on this to sort of see what the issue is about. And this is on International Forum of Educational Technology and Society, National Taiwan Normal University, Taiwan. And then you can sort of look at the abstract or just look for other information. Now, so here's the article. Now, let me make this slightly bigger. So then you'll notice that this particular article, so it has the bibliographic reference here on top as well, the title, the name of the authors, and then also when it was submitted, and then eventually revised, and then accepted, meaning that it was ready to be published. Okay, and then under that, this journal does have its authors write like a 800 word abstract, sort of explaining what the content of the article is, right? And then under the abstract, then you're going to have the key words like public transportation, gamification, teaching, learning strategies, cooperative and collaborative learning, and instructional games. So then, when just like when I asked you for assignment 3, identifying a concept, this you can select one of these concepts and then look for the concept and sort of see how they use it and operationalize it. So, I'm going to show you how to cheat, all right? But you didn't hear this from me. So, what you're going to do, you're going to hit F, and then you're going to have gamification, and then you're just going to hit for search. And then it should find other places where this term is found, which is quite interesting that I don't see that it's being highlighted anywhere. Yeah, because usually when you have the concepts, like the keywords listed on the under the abstract, it should be found within the body of the essay. Right. Oh, okay, here's gamification. Okay, so here it is. So 1.2, right, is here's gamification, and then they're talking about gamification here. So it's about digital video games are ubiquitous part of today's society. More than 90% of children older than 2 years old play video games. That's actually kind of frightening, right? They should be doing other stuff. And I know video games for this age group can be used for educational purposes, but that's a lot of kids that use technology, right? But anyway, that's my own issue to deal with. But anyway, so this is how you're able to see. Oh, so then you'll see. So this is actually good. So then you actually get to see how the authors operationalize the concept. So here's the data, right, of gamification, and then here is the explanation, and here's like further description of what it means. All right, so this actually is a really good example of how operationalization functions in doing research. All right, so it's actually kind of beneficial that I went to this article. All right. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so let's just say that this particular article or journal doesn't fit your overall goals. So then there's actually a way of how to narrow the 230 articles to much smaller. So what you're going to do now, you're going to look on the left hand side where it says find refine results, and what you're going to do is you're going to click on journals, and you can click on book chapters. So then it goes from 230 to 193,000. It's still a lot, but it's getting smaller and a little more manageable. What you could also do is reduce it even further to serials, but we could do that, but I'll just leave that there. Because there's actually another way of how to reduce the 200 or the 193,000 hits. So here, let me go back. And then what you're going to do, you're going to go to the dates, right? So you're going to go 2020 and 2025. So it's a 5-year time span, as I mentioned on the handout. And CE just means common era. And then you're going to hit apply. And then you're going to see this number should reduce significantly. So went from 193,000 to 12,000. Now we're in business because now we're narrowing the focus to more relevant research on whatever topic that you are looking at. So let's just say that that's still a little bit too much for you to go through. So there's actually another means of reducing the number. So if you go below the subject area, you could see the different disciplines that have published articles that contain the wording society and immigration. So there's African American studies, African studies, agriculture, American Indian studies, American studies, anthropology, aquatic sciences. That's interesting. Anthropology, archaeology, astronomy, biological sciences, botany. Yeah. Sometimes I trip out for lack of a sociological concept that some of the physical science are included, which I doubt that they would talk about society and immigration. Right. Okay. So here you can see that in criminology, there's 116 articles, right, that could be potentially used. Or look at cultural studies. There's 314 articles here, or development studies. And this is dealing more with like globalization and economic and political development of nation states. Economics, education, environmental studies, European studies. There's feminist and women's studies. There's 200 articles. Food studies, garden and landscape. Like I said, sometimes I'm amazed where what disciplines are included in the search. Genealogy, history, and all that. So what you want to do is look for sociology. So it's right here. So there's 2,792. So you want to click on that. And then let's maybe include statistics and see what statistical data that JSTOR can provide us in terms of society and immigration. Okay, so here's the most recent. This is open access. So it's the Russell Sage Foundation, sorry, Journal of Social Sciences. So let's just click on this and see what it says. All right, again, here's the bibliographic information. Here's information about this particular issue. And here is the article. So the name, the title of the article, the name of the authors, um, and then they have an abstract as well. And here are the keywords: refugee, immigration policy, pre-migration characteristics, post-migration integration, and socio-economic indicators. So then these are the words that you can look for. And let's just say hypothetically that this is actually what you want to include in your study. So then what you're going to do is either you could download the citation, save it, and then you could download it. So what you're going to do is just click on download, like say yes to the terms, and then this is what the article is going to look like once you download it onto your device. So then it's going to have a cover page, all right, that's provided by JSTOR. Here. All right, so here's the cover page. So here's the title of the article. Here's the name of the authors, and here's the bibliographic reference. Sorry, here's the bibliographic reference for the article and who published it. All right, and here's the URL address if you need to include it as your part of your bibliographic reference. All right, and then once you're going to scroll down to from the cover page to the actual first page of the article, and this is pretty much it, right? And here's like the table about total number of refugees admitted, annual ceiling of refugee admissions, right? So then you could use whatever data you find in these articles to help you substantiate and be able to inform or argue for or against whatever topic that you selected for the research proposal. All right, and that's pretty much it. Like I mentioned, like I said, JSTOR is probably one of the easiest ones to use because it does provide you with the different formats of information. But it also is kind of sad that you're not able to access like social abstract and social complete social index, which has full sociological articles, because they're actually they're really good databases to find information. All right. So, but with that said, I'm gonna end it here, and I'm gonna post everything once everything is processed. All right. So have a good night, everyone.